Yeah, hi there, and welcome back. So let us continue with our lecture and let us take a look on the maybe and a maybe observer. Maybe is used when the observable has to emit a value or a no value. So only two things over here, emit a value or a no value. It is recommended not to use a maybe in RX Java for an Android application development. So for Android application development, it's not recommended that we use a maybe observable and a maybe observer. So let us take a look in a practical way how we can make use in our project. So first of all, let's go to our file, and I think I'll create let me copy this code, and let's go back and let us paste it over, create a maybe observable. So I'll just say maybe over here, and instead of single, I have to return a maybe, and that's from the reactive X RX Java 3 code. So just make sure you take the maybe from here, and single, it's remove the single, and maybe over here. And then what we have to do is I think we, instead of maybe, we will replace this one with maybe dot just, and then we will return the item. So I think we will return the user list. So m user list over here. I think that should be fine over here. Let me remove all of this. Okay, so we have an observable, maybe observable over here, and then we need to create a observer for that one. So I'll just go down and let me make use of this one. Just copy this section and observer for the maybe, and here I have to make use of the maybe observer over here. Just make sure you take this one, maybe observer, from the reactive X, and we need a list of the user, and also the return type is of the maybe. And then what we'll do, I'll just clear it out everything, and then I will implement all of the members over here. We have unsubscribe, unsuccess, on error, and incomplete. So only thing here is we don't have, compared to the observable, is that the on next. So on next is not there. The unsubscribe is there, on success is there, on error is there, on complete is there. Only the on next is not there. So let me copy just the log for everything. Just paste it over here, and this one on error. So on error is over here, and this one, just copy the on complete over here and paste it over here. And let me minimize this one. And for the unsuccess, we have a list of user, so that's quite same as this one. So let me just copy this one and log that one. And now we will go back to our main activity, and let us call that function that we just created, create maybe observer, and just paste it that one. This is a function dot subscribe, and in subscribe that I have to pass that particular observer that we just created. Just pass it over here, and that's it. So we just have to run it, and let's take output of this one. Let's go to the logcat, and we get all of this. So all of the unsubscribe is called, right? And then we have a list of a user on success, and then finally why the incomplete is not called over there. And let us try to pass the empty list over here. So m user empty list, and let us try to run again, and let us take a look. So if you go to the logcat, we get unsubscribe, and then on success is never called because there is no value. So the maybe is whether you have a value or a no value. So only two things over here, a value or a no value. So this unsuccess is never called because we don't have any, it's empty, and on error is also not called, and on complete is also not called. But if we take a look on the observable over here, which is a single observable, and if we pass over here, let's go back over here, and here we are creating it. So instead of creating this one, I think I will remove this section, and I'll just say just, and from here we will just pass the particular the empty list. I'll pass the empty list, and we have a list of the user. And then we'll go back over here, and let me just comment out this one for now, and I'll make use of this previous one. And there we have. And now if I turn to run this one, let us see the output, and you can compare the difference over there. So we have unsuccess, even though there is an empty list, we have unsuccess. But even in the maybe that unsuccess is not called whether there is a empty list or not. Only when you have a list, then the unsuccess is called. But on single, you can see that unsuccess is called even though there is an empty list. You can try it out, all of this, how the sequence works. It's a time consuming that you have to test everything. So it will be a learning point for you. So you just try to do and test more things. And over here, when let's go back, and I'll just pass the m user list over here, m user list, and then I'll make use of this one. So if you go back, and instead of creating all of those, let me just call that function for the observer of the single. Just pass this one, and if I try to run this one, let's go and take a look for the logcat. So we get unsubscribe, unsuccess, right? On the unsuccess, we get all of the list of the user, and then finally that we have a unsuccess, unsubscribe, unsuccess. On error is not called because we don't have any error. So you just try to create more example and practice it on your own. That will be really helpful to understand more of the RX Java implementation. So that's it. Let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.